everyone. I must admit I feel a little strange standing up here because I think before last month, I probably didn't know 95% of the people in the room, and I probably still don't know over half of you. But that's the beauty of it. You know, Kasey and I have lived together for about 6 years now, and I have been blessed to have watched the two of them grow together every single day. I have watched them single-handedly choose to love each other no matter what has come in their past. So, you know, I think back when we first moved in together. You know, I knew absolutely nothing about Kasey. We didn't know each other before she moved in. I knew nothing about her friends. I knew nothing about her family. I sure didn't know anything about her passions, her fears, her desires, what she prayed about at night. I knew none of it. And I felt like it was actually that way for quite a while. I feel like it wasn't until I had a pretty bad day at work and I came home and Kasey was sitting on the couch like she always is in her yoga clothes with her laptop in her lap. Yeah, active wear with her laptop in her lap and drinking an enormous glass of wine. One time I had such a bad day that I decided to pour myself a glass and sit right next to her and just start talking. And that's the day that I started to learn a little bit about this beautiful woman sitting here. I learned that day that she was from Nashville, Georgia, not Tennessee, which I had told all of my friends and family for the past 6 months. I also learned that she does not enjoy 12 ounces of wine a day, that she just prefers the taste of Diet Coke in a wine glass. I learned that she rescues Walmariners on a daily basis, that she has been on several mission trips. I learned that she would go to the mall and walk to an ATM and pull out $500 and hand it to a boy that she has never met before because she overheard a conversation that he only had 6 months to live and it was his last request to have a computer. You know, Kasey might say, you know, what do you do for a living? And she might say, you know, oh, well, I'm in corporate insurance or risk management. I've listened to her talk to women that have become widows in the last 24 hours. I've heard her talk to parents and children that have lost loved ones just days before, talking about what their options are. You know, it takes someone really special to do that. And so no wonder why she would sit on the couch and talk to me about anything I wanted to for hours. You know, and I remember one time I was in one of my stories, and that's when the infamous Vince was coming over. And I remember trying to hurry and finish my story, but he came walking up the steps. And he sat down and we introduced ourselves and I just kept talking and he started asking so many questions. And I remember getting like super frustrated and I just started the whole story over. And I watched the two of them give me advice and I felt like they were tag teaming, like they had known each other for years. And I feel like it was at that moment that I knew, yeah, this guy might be around for a while. And well, that and that I may never have to pay for a therapist, probably. You know, but it was on that couch that I also started to learn quite a bit about Vince and really about the two of them. I learned that they leave each other little notes throughout the day so they can find them and read them. They have a chalkboard where they write just little nothings. Every time I go over there, I see something different written on it. It's nothing special, but it's the way they communicate. They throw each other birthday parties equipped with decorations and, you know, games like pin the football on coach, even though the only people in attendance would be the two of them, Daisy and Grant, and myself. You know, and them together, their heart is so huge that Vince opened up his home to one of his own players that was struggling with a family situation. You know, I mean, we hear about it, and I'm sure you guys have heard about it, but they invited me over for dinner one time, and I walked in the front door, and it's Like, I look to my right and there's this whiteboard and it's got Dominic's, classes and his grades and his homework that he has to do. I can hear Kasey in the background, and she's, trying to help Dominic with his homework, asking him, well, I don't know, Dom, how would you describe what a fire sounds like, And then there's Vince, and, coming in the back door and the door sliding shut, and he's holding like 6 pounds of cooked meat. Looking at the look on my face, and he's like, a 6'5" guy's gotta eat, So, it just goes to show that it's not like the movies, It's hard and it's tough. And I guarantee you that if Dominic was standing right here, if he could have made it here tonight, he would look at you guys and tell you what an impact he made, that you guys made on him. The love, the discipline, the guidance that you gave him, it will be etched on his heart for his entire life, regardless of how quick he came in and out. For Vince, he may say he's a coach, he may say he's a teacher, but you guys should take a trip up to the Hooch. Go up to Chattahoochee High. It's actually not, it is a big school. And you go in the front entrance and you go up the hill to the parking lot and you kind of turn the bend, and that very first parking spot, you look down and it's like it just says shrine on it, And then you look up at the football field and there's this sign, this big poster that I feel like it's the size of this entire room, and it's got all of the senior football players on it. And then there's Vince, right in the center. You should sit in the stands and watch one of his games. Watch how the entire team stares at him the entire time looking for guidance. You should, watch him go to Big Canoe with Daisy and Vince. Watch him play volleyball with them. Watch him play with them in the lake and see the love in his eyes. What did you recently, you should go and stand in the National Mall with the lucky dozen students that he took to go watch the presidential inauguration. Vince is amazing. He is a loving father. He is an amazing cook. He's a mechanic. He's a great listener. He's a history buff. This guy don't let him fool you with his baseball cap and his Yeti cup and his big championship ring. He's a really amazing person. So I guess that's it. I just want to raise a glass and at least let you guys know that when you witness love, it flourishes. And you guys have taught me so much. You have taught me that love is definitely not a feeling. It is not like the movies. Love is a choice. And I have watched you guys go through some stuff. And every single day, no matter what either of you have come and said to me, deep in your heart that you always have chosen love. And so even though it may not be a fairy tale, I guarantee you that you both have had your happily ever after. So congratulations. Oh.
Good evening. Y'all realize there's something I learned tonight. There's something called a mic list.